TJ and Ben having a couple beers, chit-chatting about life was fantastic. We got this moment about Renegade, one of the greatest traditions in the NFL, and how TJ feels about it.
Because it's a mixed bag out there when Renegade comes on.
Yeah.
How are you? Do you love it? Does it get you
It's
going?
not mixed.
I like Renegade. I mean,
sounds like it
the
doesn't
fans love Renegade.
Yeah, which gets you fired up,
But
right?
the problem is, there was a stretch there where Renegade was being played, and we were not backing it up.
I know,
And
that's
that
what my
is
point
the
is.
worst
I remember seeing
so,
Brett
like,
Kiesel one time when it comes on, just like, Brett's not the song, bud.
It never really hit me. It never really hit me until I went home after a game one day, and my dad was like, "I told them to stop playing Renegade. After they play Renegade, they run it right down your throats." And I was like, I never thought about it. And then it was like, there are those stretches where it's like, damn, like we need to back this up.
Yeah.
It's never like I hate this song's coming on because it means it's a huge moment.
And the fans love it, so it gets you going, right? It's unbelievable. All right, Spencer.
Does it put that level of expectation on you? Because you guys are always trying. I mean, it's not like you're trying to.
It's just like it's already a huge moment.
Yeah, it's just extra.
But I don't know. I mean, if it gets the fans loud and it creates havoc for the offense, like I'm all for it.
Yeah. All right.
It's always funny when the Ravens, they tried. I know Harbaugh did. He tried to like do it in practice, and he would like play it in practice and tell the guys like,
Yeah.
He'd get hyped during it. Like, y'all are hyped about this.
Yeah.
Half of us.
Okay, so they're doing flights of beer. Shout out.
Yeah,
They're
cool.
taking little shots of beer. Who knows what IPAs they're drinking down there in Ben's basement in Footballin'. Is a great podcast. We're happy that Ben Roethlisberger is as open as he is and as good as he is at podcasting. Hope he continues to do that. We need to have you on this show at some point, Ben.
Come on, Ben.
And we'd love to go get drunk in your basement, Ben.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so there's two things we need, obviously, to make happen. But I think we got a little glimpse into the locker room there, AJ, whenever you said, who doesn't like it? It's not one say. It sounds like the locker room's like, we're fucking done with this.
Oh, shit.
So he said he was talking to Kiesel, and Kiesel was like, oh, no, here we go. It's like, not the song. It's actually you guys. Sounds like Ben doesn't love it either.
Yeah.
If you kind of heard him at the end, there was a couple comments. And then you hear TJ getting buried by his fucking dad in that whole thing. Whenever we hear about these moments, in that one, oh, mama, I'm in fear from my life, from the long arm of the law. It's awesome to be there. I mean, it is awesome to be there.
Yeah.
And Yinzer fucks do love it. And it's going in the fourth quarter, obviously, late in the fourth quarter. So everybody's been boozed up. Last call has already been called, and it has not been heard by anybody because they're still on the call before or the call before in which they double stock the IC lights into the fourth quarter because it matters.
Smart.
So it's a beautiful moment that the players are like, oh, come on. Can we maybe keep it down? What are your thoughts on that take from TJ? And what do you think about those stadium traditions, how fans view something, and how players seemingly view it vastly different, AJ?
Yeah, it usually is different between what the players think and what the fans think. I assumed Renegade the players did like because I had no idea Renegade was a thing. I know I loved the song always, but then the first time I played in Pittsburgh, that came on. I remember looking, I'm like, this is awesome, man. Like, this is sweet. And it felt like everybody was into it. It reminded me a little bit the first time I ever saw Jump Around be played at Camp Randall, Wisconsin, my freshman year. We were juiced. We had no idea what was going on. The whole place starts bouncing. And I remember our coaches being like, use this. You get this is energy. You need to use this. And we're like, yeah. And we found a way to win like 10-7, like we won every game. Something like that.
Good, back.
Every time we play Pittsburgh, on Monday when we go into the team meeting room, Coach Lewis will have that song playing with the crowd.
Yep.
And let everybody know, like, this is what type of week it's going to be this week.
And it sounds like the Steelers
I like this song. I love
Great
it.
song.
Especially when
Hell
we
yeah.
was up, I'm like, yes, play this motherfucker.
Well, I think that's what
That's
TJ
his
and
problem.
Ben and Kiesel and everybody's talking about. Tone, how do you feel about your stars pretty much saying, hey, maybe we
Tired.
Renegade.
Like
Brett.
that.
Well, that's just absolutely never going to happen. But it was kind of cool to hear them hear TJ kind of realize that, because there was a time, and the fans, trust me, the fans fucking knew it too. That when Renegade was kind of come on, like there was a streak there of a couple in a row where Renegade can't come on and they didn't get a stop. Then luckily, either Ben or Kenny would come back and have a comeback drive. But no, I mean Renegade that's not going anywhere.
Maybe they were saying like, let's save it for like the right time.
Yeah.
We're just doing it every game.
Crowd go
Well,
crazy.
they always play it like after a score, and if it's a one-score game, the defense like needs a stop. Which recently, I feel like in the last 5-6 years, is every single fucking game. Unfortunately, it's always close. But yeah, I mean
I love it. I hope it goes better.
Yeah. Well, it's like a bat signal for the other team. Like they hear Renegade, they're like, all right.
Screen goes.
I don't know how you guys have been playing on these last few drives, but if they're playing Renegade, we're about to get their best. So you better go out there. Maybe they run a couple trick plays. Maybe they do a little play action because they know the D line's going to be all hopped up on Renegade.
So everybody doesn't react the same way to those types of situations.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why AJ Hawk's coaches had to say, "Hey, use this. Hey, use this," is because there's some guys who are probably scared to death when that started happening.
Yeah.
See all them times.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And especially if the coach built it up too. Like Pac said, if the coach built it up leading up to that game and say you're down a little bit, someone that's young or someone that doesn't have experience or isn't really sure, like that might freak him out a little bit. Like, oh no, we're losing the momentum of this game.
Start getting a little wide-eyed. Oh man, there's a lot of people.
A lot of people in here.
Oh shit.
Man, they all want us to lose it. So
Oh no.
I think home field advantage is a real thing.
Yes.
I thoroughly believe in that. Now, granted, I've always enjoyed every sport I've ever played because I think I'm from Pittsburgh, so there's probably a reason why. I love more people. If we can get more motherfuckers in here, louder, chirpier, the better. Like, that's how I view it. Going to Baltimore to play against the Ravens, they are like some of the most underrated fans, I think, in the entire NFL, but they like say shit. Like they are chirping you personally.
Get after you.
And they are, like those cities. There's cities that do that I'm a big fan of, but there's some people that, and he was talking about it with Jordan Love. And this is not a knock on Jordan Love because we saw him against Philadelphia Eagles, who ended up going to the Super Bowl, throwing an absolute dart to a guy who's really fast, and it was a touchdown, and he coolly put his chin strap off. I mean, he looked very awesome. There's a difference, though, between Thursday at Green Bay to, and Philly's another place that's very hard to play. It's like sometimes people are very good whenever there's nobody watching. And then all of a sudden something happens. There's a mental block when people start watching you go. That's why Renegade, I think, is kind of a weapon for Pittsburgh. Yeah. But some of the players on the team are like, oh, no.
Not this.
They kind of get it. They get the wide eye. Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
The other team's going to be jacked up. It's like a bird.
it's kind of a big deal, isn't it? They realize where they are. They realize the situation, like the magnitude of it.
Oh, my God. We're up 2. Holy shit.
Minute 30 left.
Boys, we can't give up a yard. Oh, I didn't even think about it. I was just going on.
Play.
I was just going on next drive, next play, head down, blinders, just need to be in the moment. Oh, mama, what's the score? Oh, my God. We can't give up anything right now. Holy fuck. You start telling, hey, did you see? Do you know?
They all know the words.
Oh, shit.
They got 2 timeouts.
You hear that?
We are only up to. They only need to move ball 25.
Why are they playing
Did you
Renegade?
know? Oh,
It just got real.
No. All right, let's buckle it up, boys. And now you go out there, right down the fucking throat.
Oh, shit.
It is over. All of a sudden, the only thing you remember from that terrible moment is the fact that Renegade played. And the next thing I know, we give up 40 yards, they kick a field goal, we lose. According to the researchers at Point Park University, great university down there at the Point in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, after Renegade has played, the Steelers maintained a lead in 33 games, which is 61%, and came from behind to win or tie in 6 games, 11% of the time. They lost the lead in 8 games, 14%. Ooh. And continued losing in 7 games, 13%. Oh, so opposing teams were 7 times more likely to fumble on the very next play, or 7% of the time. Here we go.
Okay, so maybe
Renegade
Alone's enough to play it right there.
play it more.
That's from 2014 to 2021. Maybe we need a first half Renegade, second half Renegade. And if we get to overtime, let's fucking go ahead.
Yeah.
We need a fumble.
Yep.
We
Run
need
it
another
back.
possession.
Brett Michaels
There
singing
happened-
Renegade.
I don't know if it's ever happened or not, but there's definitely been times where
Why?
in the stadium where the fans are calling for a second Renegade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But that's also a fan base that if you feed them Renegade,
Oh yeah,
they'll eat Renegade.
Yeah,
That's
they'll
right.
get
Might
stir
get a
crazy.
turnover.
There's probably an sober adult that works for the Steelers that has to make that decision. And his friends and family, whenever they're at gatherings, hey, Jagoff, why don't you fucking give us, why don't you give us another Renegade? You know, last week it was, no. How many times we do more in one Renegade one game. We're going to have to do it 3 times next time. Somebody's got to be the sober yinzer in the building. That is me. That decision's being made by somebody as you all are yelling at him.
a lot of that study too was also when it was the Killer Bees and the offense was top 5 and the defense, the secondary was a bottom 5 secondary. that they let up a lot of points after Renegade.
Let's stay in Pittsburgh. Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator who has an incredible resume. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Right?
I mean,
I wouldn't say that, but
No, let's do his resume.
yeah.
He does.
What was his resume? Tone Diggs, diehard Pittsburgh Steelers.
He was
fan?
at
Loves
Pitt.
Canada.
It was okay there, I guess. And then he went to LSU with a bunch of talent and made their offense way worse.
Why?
And then he came in
Whoa,
here.
easy.
What was that?
And, wasn't great here either.
He hasn't been good there, yeah.
What? He didn't make LSU worse.
No, but he was the offense coordinator in the NFL. You don't just fall
Why is
for
he
that.
still there, though? No. Diggs, how's he still there, Diggs?
Connor and I were actually
you say he's this bad.
Connor and I were actually talking about this morning. Why was the defensive coordinator the offensive coordinator of the Patriots last year? Why is Matt Canada still the OC for Steelers?
Well,
Some
I
question-
think Matt Canada's the OC for the Steelers still because he said this a couple days ago about Kenny Pickett's development and what the Pittsburgh Steelers will look like this year as opposed to the offense that was tough to watch last year and not good last year. Offense coordinator Matt Canada.
I think Kenny's had a good spring. Obviously, every day is up and down. He's a great quarterback, and then Coach Tomlin says it the best, right? It's football like not football. So, but I think he's improving. He's seeing things, playing fast, getting some timing with the guys.
This guy's a beast.
That you need to do as you become the starter, which last year he was learning, and we had obviously different situations. So I think Kenny's had a very good spring. And excited about where he is.
Kind of looks like
How much more is he ready to take on from last year?
How on, Dahn?
How much more?
that Caboli?
Extremely intelligent. I think it's a lot of that think always falls to the quarterback, right? That's the easy way to look. And he was a rookie, and there's some things there. But how much more is the all?
Kind of looks like Big Ben.
Like I mentioned, we're better up front, we're more experienced up front. 2 years ago we started a bunch of rookies, and last year I think as an offense as a whole, you're going to see some a lot of things expanding because the ability and the knowledge and the experience they've all gained. And certainly Kenny fits into that.
Yesterday we talked to Najee. He said it took a while for you guys to establish an identity last year within the offense. How do you work on establishing that in a more rapid fashion, and what do you think this identity of the offense could be this year?
Well, I think our identity was pretty clear the last 9 games. We ran the ball really well. We were physical. You saw who we drafted, who we acquired. I don't think there's any question of what our identity is going to be. I think we want to run the football. We want to be physical. We want to be a good team that throws the ball down the field, take advantage of what the defense gives us. So I think our identity has been well known and well stated where we're at.
Well, the identity publicly there, Coach Canada, I don't mean to tell you, is one that's just abysmal and stinks. But I did remember at the end of last year, whenever the Baltimore Ravens game more specifically, and some others where Kenny Pickett and the offense did look great. They have been blamed with being way too dull. There was no hot reads for Kenny Pickett last year. Then it came out the information that Kenny Pickett was actually in the coaches' planning meetings on Monday with Tomlin and Canada. So how slow are they trying to ease him into everything? And then he gives that answer about how, well, if you look at our whole team, I mean, offensive linemen, how many rookies we started a couple years ago versus where we are now, and everybody else, it'll obviously be much more dynamic as everybody grows, and Kenny kind of falls into that. He's viewing this thing like a college almost, as opposed to like, hey, careers might be just this fucking year. I appreciate the patience that they've had, but that's not normally how NFL teams are going. Yeah, well, where our offense is now after 3 years, I mean, there's obviously been like 45 contracts that have come and went, different players that we have had. I do like the patience and appreciation, but I don't think I've ever really expected an offense coordinator in the NFL to talk like that, AJ.
Well, yeah, it's not like college to where, hey, we got a couple undersized guys that we need to take a few years to develop them and get them some reps and get them some experience. Yeah, when you play at a young, like you throwing young guys in there, of course they're going to make some mistakes, but they're also going to flash and make some great plays as well. But it's not like you have 3 or 4 years to develop anybody or any kind of system.
That was my takeaway. Like, this sounds like a college guy listening to talk. Now, granted, it could be good. They're all juniors and seniors, it sounds like, which is normally the best team. But it was like, aren't we trying to you got 4 rookie offensive linemen? Sweet.
Right.
Hey, we need you to fucking play like vets right now.
They're getting paid.
We're trying to win a Super Bowl. You are a professional football player. I think this is good news for the Steelers ultimately, how this could look this year. But that was a fascinating angle in which he chose to speak there.